The key thing about growing fruit trees and fruit bushes is that you want to maximise the amount of fruit you get for the space they take up in your garden. If you prune during the winter, you'll encourage your plants into really strong, vigorous growth. But by pruning in summer, you'll restrict the size of the plant and keep it within bounds. When you're establishing a young fruit tree, for example, you want to prune in winter to encourage that vigorous, strong growth. But by the time you've got it to the size you want, like this tree, then summer pruning is what you need to do. And you can summer prune any time between June and August. Take this shoot, for example. It started growing back down here from a single bud right back in the spring, and it's made about 12 inches or 30 centimetres of growth in that single growing season to date. If we left that unpruned now, by the time we get through to the winter, it'll be more than twice the length. And that means that that woody shoot would be more difficult to prune, and we'd have those woody prunings to get rid of. So pruning back now will prune back the nitrogen-rich growth, and we'll leave the buds flushed with potash or potassium that will encourage flower bud formation and more fruit. So let's start with this shoot. Trace down the shoot right back down to the base, and you'll find that there's a spiral of leaves at the bottom where the plant started into growth first. And if we choose 3 to 4 buds just above that point where that shoot started into growth and cut with the secateurs just above that bud at an angle. That means that we're just left with 3 or 4 buds at the base, and the plant will now be flushed with potash, which will encourage flower bud formation. So we'll just do a little bit more of this tree up here. And you can already see the volume of material that I've taken off. And if we pruned that in the winter, that would all be woody, hard material that we'd either have to shred or we'd have to cut it up and take it to the dump or burn it. But this time of year, it's still soft and pliable, and we can simply chuck it in the wheelbarrow, take it off to the compost heap, and it will rot down in about 6 to 8 weeks. The key thing to remember though is not to touch the fruiting spurs. Now if you look at this shoot down here, this shoot is short and stubby. It's got very, very closely spaced leaves around it, and it hasn't got that big long piece of extension growth. This is a fruiting spur that will go on to produce flowers and fruit next year. And if you find that some of the fruiting spurs are clustered too closely together, or you find that they're really bunched together very, very tightly, what you can do is take your secateurs and cut out old branches completely, even if they've got little baby fruit on them, just to open up and allow air to circulate around the fruit and around the tree so that it remains healthy. So there we go, I've got the rest of the tree to prune. I better get on with it.